Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play Highlands, and thank you for watching. Highlands is a turn-based strategy RPG, guys, and to break it down to the sum of its parts, it's more like a RPG-ish Risk, guys. The board game, you're kind of moving around this large map, capturing territories with your, certain number of troops, like you have 100 troops, and you kind of, basically, if you have greater number of troops, you're going to conquer the enemy. All the while, though, you need to kind of watch your back, make sure your enemies aren't taken from behind, and make sure that they're fortified. It's really simplistic as far as the design and overall gameplay goes, but there's a lot of things here that I do like about the game as well. It released on Steam April 2015. It was developed and published by Burrito Studio. You can go ahead and get Highlands on Steam for the first week sale price of $12.74, guys, or $14.99 USD normally. Now, like I said, there's a lot of cool things about Highlands, guys. The art style is fantastic. The music is very well done. It has this really way of kind of captivating and bringing you into the universe, and has kind of like this Fire Emblem-esque way of telling a story through these really cool avatars and dialogue. It's all really well done, and it has like these really gorgeous portraits, scenes that kind of show you what's going on in between the action and developed story. It's really well done. However, there's also some things in this game that kind of make it really ridiculously easy to beat. And they kind of just take the challenge right out of the game, guys. We're going to, of course, explore that, guys. We're going to get into it, guys. We're going to start off with the options, of course. The game does feature 1080p resolutions. You can change the resolutions. You have full screen and windowed mode. You have some sound sliders, and that's basically about it. And the reason for that is because it's not that much of a, graphically demanding game. It's actually rather simplistic looking, all in all, because it's just mostly paintings and avatars, and you're moving around a board. It kind of really does remind me of a board game. I mean, other than the fact it lacks multiplayer, it really does play kind of like a board game, a strategy board game, guys. Now, we're going to start a new game. We're going to explore the normal mode for a little while, and then we're going to load up into a game that I've been playing for a while after that. But there's one thing I kind of wanted to know is I haven't had the chance to explore the hard mode, but I wish there was like an Iron Man mode, because in the game you can save in the middle of a match or a map, whatever call you, and that basically allows you to just instantly reload up into the map if you make a horrible and stupid mistake, or if you get screwed over by the RNG, the random number generator. You take your 100 troops, you attack somebody who has 100 troops, you lose that battle, you can reload into it and try it again. Is it cheating? Technically, no. It's something that's in the game, but I mean, yeah, I guess you could view it as a form of cheating. It's just something I wish that they would just allow innately, just to have an Iron Man mode that would not let you reload. But we're going to go ahead and start off in the normal, guys. There's a little bit of a story here, a little bit of voice acting.
And higher, the Highlands drifted and shaded the stars. Up in the air, mankind mastered the sky. Dynasties were born and ruled as they saw fit. They met to trade, make peace, wage war. The Duke Arslan ruled his land wisely, unaware of the disaster that would befall his family.
Really gorgeous art style, really gorgeous music. That's what I really like about Highlands, guys. It's just a really gorgeous game. These avatars, look at that kid, he looks adorable. His little hat and his little nose and all that good stuff. What was that? It was really loud. Whatever it was, it's not normal. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think this is the main character right here. At least the family is the main characters. Look, I can see smoke rising from the castle. Something's happened. It might be dangerous. Stay here with Michael. I'll go ahead and scout. What? A bot is blocking the path to the castle. What? Out of my way. Okay. Looks like the Highland is under attack. Armed. Your objective is to take all your main characters to the castle and fight back the invaders. Be careful. If any member of the royal family dies, you lose the game. Good luck. Okay. Now, of course, this is the tutorial part of the game, guys. So this is rather simplistic, rather easy. I'm going to try to get this as get through this as fast as possible because I want to show you the kind of later parts of the game. But as far as what you're looking at right here, this is kind of how the game looks all in all. You kind of go from these territories, you move these buttons around to kind of get anything done, or attack enemies, take territories, or heal, etc., etc. As far as the UI goes, let's talk about that. On the top left, we have the button that lets you go to the pause menu. And to the right of that are the 3 resources in the game, which are leadership, food, and I think like scrap. And these allow you to either build items, heal your troops, recruit more heroes, lots of different things that it can do. On the bottom left right here, we have our stats of our character. We can also right click on our character to get a more in-depth look at their stats as well, and see the really awesome looking, drawing and painting that's been done on this character. Really love the way the stylized. It looks really cool. She looks really awesome. But basically, it shows you their stats. So she has a 10 in combat, which is kind of like her health as much as it is her ability to hurt things. So if this were lower, she won't be able to hurt things as much, wherein it is full. There's ways, of course, to fill it up really quickly. This is her capture points. There's different classes in this game. There's 4. There's combatants, there's leaders, there's mechanics, and then there's, I forget the last one. It's like a doctor, essentially, or like an adept, basically, kind of someone who's smart. And they all can do different things. So, for instance, she can capture areas, even though she's a combatant. Normally, only leaders could do that. But she can capture things, basically, with 6 leader points, which allow her to activate resources on areas. There's mechanic points right here, which allow you to fortify. And this is that last one that I was talking about, allows you to heal troops and do different things with that as well. Each class basically has its own unique stat in a way. Combat is very simplistic. It's very RNG. It's very random number generators. If you're not a fan of that, you might not be a fan of RNG. If you have 50 troops and the enemy has 30, there is a chance that that 30 could conquer your 50. It happens in Risk. It could happen here. So we're going to go ahead and enter combat. Up the bottoms down here basically are just more or less to show you the character stats and all that other information I was talking about, your objectives, and what items you may have. And the end turn button, which we're going to do right now, and we're going to enter combat because we've moved our main character onto this area. Now, combat itself is very simplistic as well. As you can see on the bottom and on the bottom and the top, we have basically 1 to 2 and then 1 to 5. That basically tells you how much damage each character is going to do. So the robot can do up to 1 to 2 points damage. I can do 1 to 5, depending on whose health drops to 0 first is going to win the battle. Let me just click through this really quick because it's really simplistic way of battle. Again, this is all random number generated though. There's a couple other options, of course. We can use items. There are certain items in the game that allow you to damage enemies without even entering combat, or give you buffs or benefits, and certain other items that could affect the outcome of combat. After one combat round, you have the option to withdraw from combat. Always that first round is going to happen. If you are attacked or if you're attacking somebody, that first round will always happen, and most of the time the enemy never ever really retreats. So we're going to hit enter. Basically, 2 numbers are going to come up, 1 to 5. He did 1 point of damage to me. We win, we get some experience. That is that RPG aspect to this game. You can level up. I'm not going to read the dialogue too much. It's a cool story. It does take itself very seriously as well. I like the story a lot so far. So we can, of course, enter the combat with multiple troops. And the simple way of doing that is just clicking and dragging. You can basically make a big old box, and then you can click and drag each one of your troops into combat. The camera's kind of snapping right now because it's just trying to show me what to do. But yeah, you can basically grab all your troops and enter into combat, take on bigger and stronger foes, as you can imagine. Now that big red reticle around our target, our character there around it, Cecilia, basically lets us know who is going to take the brunt of that damage. So 1 to 4, if it does 4 damage, whoever we choose can take that damage. So obviously we wouldn't want to choose somebody like Micah, who only has 2 hit points, because he will die rather quickly. You can see a little skull there forms. It's basically letting you know that if this character is targeted, he could die. So most of the time you don't want to target somebody who has really low HP. You want to target somebody who has the most HP. So for instance, we're going to target Cecilia in this case, and they're going to target her. 1 to 8. She took 1 point of damage. Basically simplistic, right? Really simplistic, easy to get into. It gets more complicated as you get deeper into the game. Of course, start adding, hundreds and hundreds of troops to combat. This is their mother. Again, I really love the way the game looks. It's a very simplistic game, guys, as far as the UI. As far as its overall mechanics go, it's very simplistic, but it's really well done as well. I mean, for the most part, the game has been bug-free. I've encountered a couple bugs where this just did not interact well with my recorder, and then it kind of just derped on me. So the last class I was trying to talk to you guys about was about academics, and academics have the amazing ability to heal your troops. Basically, they can kind of be as a kind of like a medic, a healer, and basically give your characters back their strength. So as you can see, she's at 8 out of 10. After healing one round, she'll be back up to a full 10. And basically, they're just going on and on about how they're going to go after their father. And basically, you can see she's back up to 10. And that's kind of, in a nutshell, the combat. Now, again, this is what I wanted to show you guys. Basically, you can save at any point in the combat and then instantly reload right back into it. Which, to me, it takes out a lot of the strategy aspect to it. It doesn't let you... You can lose at this game if you don't use this aspect, if you don't kind of cheat in a way. But who's going to let themselves lose on purpose? And it just really becomes an easy thing to kind of exploit this saving option. So I'm not going to spoil what happens from this point forward, because the story is one of the things I think is kind of highlighted about this game. It's the one thing that's good about this game. But yeah, there's combatants, there's academics, mechanics, leaders, and yeah, academics, as you can see right here. So those are the 4 classes. We're going to go ahead and load up into a game that I've been playing a little bit later on. And it's going to give you a little bit more idea of what kind of different things you can do in this game. And I've already conquered this entire map. I will say that each map really does take a long time. That's the wrong map. My bad. One thing I will say is that each map, by the way, is rather freaking huge. You can kind of zoom out rather far, as you can see right here. This does take quite a while to conquer. This map particularly took me about an hour and a half to beat, so you're going to get your bang for your buck as far as replay goes in this game, guys. There is a lot of things here for you to conquer. So this took me quite a while to kind of strategically conquer it piece by piece. And as you can see right now, I actually have my enemy in a corner, 141 versus 17. They're going to just get decimated. But the reason I did this is because I wanted to show you how different things work in this game. So like I said, certain areas, as you can see right here, this one I'm kind of focusing in on, the one's glowing blue, has a resource attached to it, but it's not activated. I need to conquer that area, and there's only certain characters that can do that. So as you can see, there's like a leader class right here, and he can basically use 17 capture points to basically fill up a certain meter. She can also do it as well, because she's also the main character of the game. So this particular area requires 30 capture points for it to activate that resource, and then it'll start pooling and basically adding it to your war effort. What are all those resources for, you ask? Well, you can do a lot of different things. Like I said, you can recruit more heroes. Let's go ahead and show you that right now. You can basically go to a tavern, click on it, and then you can recruit all sorts of different kinds of heroes, like level 3 heroes, level 3 mechanics, level 3 leaders, level 3 academics. And each of them, by the way, I have to say is really cool. What I like about this particular aspect is that you can kind of, in a way, have a little bit of customization as to who you can recruit. There's several different portraits or different art styles, characters that you can basically recruit. There's a lot of different kinds here, which I think is really neat. It just adds a little bit of flair to the game. It gives you a little bit of customization. Also, they get a custom name every time you get somebody. One thing I do wish you could do was perhaps rename your troops, rename your characters, but I get the impression that this was for a Kickstarter backer type of thing. You can have your name in the game. I could be wrong about that though. So as you can, like I said, though, there's lots of different kinds of looks here, and it's all really well drawn. It's really beautifully done, and I think it's really neat in all. You can just kind of keep clicking around until you find a character that you like. This one looks like it only has 3. This one has about 4 or 5, I think. About 4 or 5. There's about 6 here, I think. And the academics, let's see, 1, 2, I think there's about 3 academics total. Yeah, so it looks like it just gets less and less as you head downwards. But I mean, it's all really well done. It's all really well drawn. So this is what I was talking about when I said kind of there's an exploit in the game. Is right now the enemy in this particular stage is not going to do anything. The reason for that is they have like a shield. It's kind of like a story-driven thing right now. They're not going to move forward. They're not going to do anything because they are trying to guard this position. And basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just gathering resources, and I'm kind of exploiting that aspect to it. I kind of started leveling up my troops. I started gaining extra points. As you can see, I have all my guys really high level at this point. Also, I have them equipped with items. Yes, there is items in this game. And that's kind of a big deal because your items can do several things. They can add combat points, extra health, essentially. You also have items that can reduce the damage that your troops take. And this kind of almost feels, like I said, like an exploit, because at the end of the day, I just kind of stood here while this guy was paralyzed, sent my craftsman down to the crafting station, which is this right here, and then started crafting all of these different kinds of items, which these are just some of the items you can craft in this game. I can imagine there's going to be a lot more items as you get deeper and deeper into the game. But yeah, I basically just crafted like a crap ton of combat knives, I crafted a bunch of Molotov cocktails. I basically crafted an item for each one of my characters to make sure that they were prepped and basically maxed out. And then the thing is that transfers to the next board. All the leveling I did, all those are the RPG aspect to equipping your characters and leveling up, that all transfers to the next board. So the next board, I don't really expect it to be all that difficult. Because as you can see, I already have 101 troops. I already have 101 basically equivalent damage. There's not much that's going to get in my way. Look at this guy, he's a 10. The absence of people in the sector and the uncanny silence is truly unnerving. Moving through the barren sector, a nearby door bursts open. Startling the entire group before anyone can react, a solitary figure rushes out. Thank goodness you aren't raiders. Duh, of course we're not raiders. Don't you recognize us? Wait a minute, can it be you're the royal family? I'm sorry, I didn't mean any disrespect. No offense taken. Please excuse our sarcastic little brother. What's the situation here? Raiders and swarm bots poured through by the hundreds. Luckily, they didn't stay very long. They concentrated around the elevator while they were here. I'm surprised you broke their hold on it. It wasn't easy, but not by a long shot. But we managed to liberate the upper aisles. Why don't you join us? Your knowledge of the area and people would be very useful to us. It'll be my pleasure to serve, my lady. So Etta McGuffin there has now joined us. Has joined our army. She is a level 4 academic. Pretty sweet. So as you can see right here, there's just level 10 enemies. I really could send Cecilia completely alone. She could decimate these guys. I could send my troops in different directions. I don't know if it's an exploit. Like I said, I don't know if it's if I've just power leveled my troops past the point where this isn't necessarily going to be a challenge anymore. So we're just going to go here. We'll send her that way. Well, we don't really need to send that many troops. We'll send this. Okay, hold on. You're being silly now. Okay, so now that we've unclicked everybody, here we go. We'll just divide and conquer here really quickly. There we go. We got these two areas. We'll attack. He's not going to do anything. He's dead. Okay. Oh, you've actually managed to do 3 points of damage. Good for him. Alright, he's dead. The one thing I will say that I do like about this game also, there's random events that can occur. At any point in time, you could just run into a sector and something there could be a benefit or a negative effect. It does kind of have that random aspect to it as well, which I think is really enjoyable. The sector has sustained the brunt of a recent assault, completely devastated. No survivor or piece of infrastructure has gone untouched by the havoc. Looking to the bright side, the partially destroyed facades of the sector offer many different materials for the taking. Always on the lookout for more resources, the group collects the materials before moving on. So as you can see, this chances are this board's going to be another huge board. Our objective is to get to this guy right here and conquer him, but we have to kind of figure out our way across the maze of this board to get to him. It's not going to be too difficult. I mean, I'm already at 51 out of 18. I can just go here. Okay. He's dead. Oh no, the force of 8 might conquer that area. Oh no, I don't really care. Oh, that was a mistake. I moved him by himself. That's fine. He can withdraw. This is too easy. The sector's complete war zone, but we've hardly met a single invader. Something just doesn't seem right. CC Leo, another report came through. Ivor Demeron and his raiders are in the elevator, and they're headed straight for us. That means we're cut off from the above and our own. They've got us trapped. We're doomed. Calm down, Leo. We'll find a way out. Easier said than done, Micah. Besides, it's your fault we're stranded like this in the first place. We don't know if Mother and Uncle are alright. There's no point in panicking. Let's take our time and keep control of the elevator for as long as we can. I'm sick and tired of being pushed around. Come on. What a mess. Ivor Dimmer is ascending through the elevator and searching for you. His lords will take back the elevator regularly and join the hunt. You have to keep balance between progressing through the area and securing the elevator. If you fail, the warlords may overrun your troops. Okay. So all we have to do is just gather our troops back together here. That was stupid of me to do that. One thing you can do, by the way, is all the areas that you have, you can instantly jump through. So as you can see, I just can grab all my troops back together, send them right back to the elevator. Even if these guys do conquer this area, it's not necessarily going to be that devastating to me. I don't have anything to lose. As long as I keep my troops alive, I don't lose the game. Like I said, it's not too difficult of a game, ultimately. At the end of the day, it's just not too difficult of a game. He's going to be able to do 1 to 18 damage. That's pretty impressive, actually. But he didn't do it, so He's gonna die now. There we go. We win, we reconquer the elevator. His troops are gonna retake this area, that's fine. Actually, no, we can just really quickly just heal. Why not? We're gonna spend some food. We also probably start needing to generate resources, so we're actually gonna go ahead and take this back first, and then we'll regenerate. How about that? Okay, here we go. They're dead. Pretty simplistic. We'll basically spend our turn conquering the area and healing our troops. And then we'll have somebody guard the elevator. She should be able to guard the elevator pretty much alone and just be fine. We'll also have her heal. There we go. 15. Perfect. Stay there. Where are you? Why can't you go that way? Why can't I click her? What's going on, game? Oh, because that area is cut off from troops? Is that what it is? Oh, that might be what it is after all. Okay. So we'll just devote some troops to the war effort here. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and wipe them out. Forget it. Let's just kill them all. Because once we kill them all, there's really nothing else around here that we have to worry about. After a certain amount of turns, by the way, what's going to happen is that the enemy is going to get reinforced by enemies. So enemies will respawn in all the red markers after about 10 turns. But to be honest, it's only usually about 4 troops. It might be more because you get deeper into the game. But for the most part, like I said, even if that's true, I can always save, come up with a different tactic. I can do this right now. And be like, okay, well, this strategy didn't work out for me, so I better do this. And then if something bad happens, I can just restart. And Warlord spawn, it will advance towards your position, basically. So we just healed up all of our troops. Oops, keep messing up here. There we go. We'll just take him out really quickly. He's almost dead. That's it. That's all we have to do. Like I said, it's a fairly simplistic game, but it's well done. Its strategy aspect to it is very well done. If you weren't allowed to kind of cheat in a way, or drag a board on and on to equip all your troops and kind of maximize your stats, or in this case, I could probably just sit here and keep fighting this elevator guy over and over again and level up all my troops to insanely high heights and probably steamroll the rest of the game. I don't know if the game. Let's see, I kind of want to be curious about something. Can I right-click the enemy? Yeah, I can't. I can't really tell you if the enemy's leveling up with me or not. I don't think they are. I think ultimately the number of troops is what they are. So it's kind of an exploit in a weird way. Like I said, it just makes it a little easier to play, guys. I don't think I mentioned this. I'm not sure if there's no steamy goodness currently in this game. There's no controller support. It's all played with your keyboard and mouse. Well, mostly just mouse, guys. But yeah, there's 4 classes. There's items. There's fortifications, guys. There's the battling, that RNG aspect to the strategy to it all. I will say also that the AI is a little bit slightly predictable. You can kind of goad them out of their position really easily depending on what's going on. It's not necessarily the smartest AI in the world, for sure. So we'll just go down here really quick. Just conquer this area. We'll just go over here. Would you stop doing that? There you go. There's more random elements. Oh, this place is quiet. I'm not going to read this right now. Some huge dudes there. Okay, I'm not going to read this right now, but you get the basic idea. It's not necessarily the hardest game in the world to play. I feel like I'm a little bit OP right now, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be pretty easy to conquer and beat because of all that leveling and making sure I had all those items racked up. So like I said, it's just, I don't know if that's an exploit or not, if that was intended. But that is one little aspect to the game, guys. So I will say it's a fun game, very beautiful looking game, fun to play, easy to get into, just really easy for the most part, unless they put in that Iron Man mode and let you change things up. I don't know if they're going to let you or not, though. So big thanks to the developer for a chance to check out this title. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share, and I'll keep bringing you awesome indie games, guys. If you really enjoyed this video, maybe consider hitting that tip jar if you're feeling generous of heart. All tips go to improving the channel or future giveaways. Till next time, guys, play more indie games.